right. So the last time that we talked at the end of the podcast, you said it almost felt like we were hanging out having drinks. So it's kind of only fitting that we're doing this now. Yeah. Awesome to finally meet.
I manifested it.
Yes.
It happened.
So this is the first time that I've had a drink while doing these all day. We've done so many that if I was drinking during every one that...
Please don't drink with other people.
Yes,
I want it to be special.
Yes. So just to really jump into it, what are you working on right now at UserGems? I feel like I see you all everywhere, and I've kind of been impressed by what your team has been working on from afar.
Oh, what are we working on right now? What are we not working on right now? I think question. No, I think for us, there are two things that we want to focus on. The first piece is kind of expanding our positioning.
Yep.
So it's very like company centric. Basically, we start with one. People know us for this one thing. I'm like, okay. But now products actually adding on additional capabilities. So how do we expand the positioning in a way that differentiated, but also don't lose all the equity that we've had with the position that we already built in the last 4 years. So that I think is like a number one priority.
That's easy, right? No. So
I'll tell you next year.
Yeah. So as much as you're willing to share, kind of where are you in that process right now?
We already did on the way. So like UserGems, people know us typically, if you know us, it's for like tracking your customers and buyers for job changes. And typically start out with like customer and champions. So we already launched a second signal, which is like, well, even for people who don't know you, we're going to monitor all your target accounts for new hires and promotions because they also a warm indicator that our account will be in a buying cycle soon. And then every quarter this year, we're going to add additional signals that will help make outbound a bit warmer. And instead of just like capturing the signals, because there's so many signals, we actually like every signal we introduce also come with an automated workflows and playbooks. So basically we figure out the program for you. So that's why it takes like a quarter for every signal instead of just like, here's all the signals and have fun with it.
So are you able to then test that out internally and try it out on yourself?
UserGem is UserGem's number one customer. So we are the alpha and the beta customer. We try everything out. We're trying to build out the sequences, the playbook, like what to do, what not to do before we launch. So that's part of our product launch. So that when I sell to like you, for example, say, hey, if you want to do this, here's the entire playbook that the CSM will sit down with you and help you implement.
I love that. So
it's a lot of work.
Not that it's easy, but that's awesome. So are you then able to kind of give product your wish list of, hey, I'd love to have some of these signals to be able to use and work off of?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a cap of our customers. People also like tell us what kind of product features they want on LinkedIn as well. People are very open to share what they want. So I think the hard part is not finding out what people want, but more like prioritizing which one's going to be the most impactful.
So how do you prioritize that with product?
So there are a number of ways, but I think for us it's like which signal actually will turn into a meaningful pipeline and revenue in a programmatic way. So I think that's how we do it. Also because the marketing team, but BDR sits within the marketing team. So we focus a lot on like pipe generation because that's our KPI. So everything about like how we run things is like programmatic. So we have a lot of voices. I'm very opinionated. So I was like, gotta help me hit my number and then I'll help you launch a product and make money. So we kind of sway that in direction of like, how can we turn this into an always on pipe gen program?
That's the dream, isn't it?
That's the dream.
So the next question's a funny one. You have full permission to get on your soapbox here.
Oh my God.
What is the biggest issue that you have with buying software?
We just talked about it at Spryng. We're just outside the table. You're going to share this online. People are going to hate me for it. There are a lot of things, right? Like
we'll make up a drinking game for this right now.
I'm going to go for like the non-PC one. Not even PC. So we just talked about like how like buying right now is so hard because budget and all that stuff, right? Buying group is now bigger, yada, yada, yada. CFO involved in every single budget decision, which is fine because budgets right now is tight, but even for like a 10K purchase. So that's intense. So we got that piece too. But now a lot of companies are like, legal will jump in and say like, oh, just in case. So you already have so much headwinds with the budget and the market condition. And now legal just jumping in and say like, I don't really get this product. I'm like, well, it's not for you. Like it's on our side. So I think that's a piece that like a group of marketers over there just discussed like how hard it is for them to buy. They already at stage 5 with the vendor. And legal is just like, can you brief me again what this product does? And I'm like, she's like, I already briefed you. So it's just why there's so many loopholes to jump through. Can we standardize the whole entire process? This company have SOC 2, GDPR compliance. Isn't that enough? And what else do you need? It's just sometimes like lawyers, just when it's not crunch time, they have a lot of time to kind of come up with questions.
So is that something that the sales team at UserGems is running into right now as well?
Not as much, but I guess we don't know what we don't know, right? But we don't. So for us, legal is like stage 5, so security legal. We usually have a really good conversion rate from that to end, but it is a little bit painful. We do have like early on because we plug into your CRM. So we have like third-party law firms that validate everything we do. So that makes the conversation with lawyers really easy. Because they're like, okay, talk to my lawyers here. You two like geek out.
Be lawyers together.
Be lawyers together, and then like that's it, and move on. So it helps a lot.
So back to kind of just buying software in general. Have you purchased any software recently at UserGems?
We actually just bought one, SQL.
All right.
SQL.io, they do webinars.
Run me through that evaluation process, where you started.
So I know about them for a while. The team does a really, like Oana, the founder, does a really good job on LinkedIn. So that builds awareness. The value prop is really compelling. It's like webinar on your site, so you don't bring them to like Zoom or
we were looking at it when I was at Metadata as well. So
I didn't know about them back then. We also we're not doing a lot of webinars until like now. So that's the awareness piece. And then I think someone in the team trying to prospect, but you kind of like put that aside. So they went to my director of demand. Now I feel like anyone who watches this is going to go straight to him.
I see him all the time in my, I think, Facebook feed. He's in some ad for, maybe it's Primer, I think, or something. I feel like I know him because I've seen his face so many times.
We use Primer, but I think like Primer really likes some of the programs we play, and we just put his face on that. So that he evaluated them. They had a conversation at B2BMX, so at an event. It was in person. So there's a lot of different touch points now. And after that, it's like, I think it's like a 2-week sales cycle for them.
We like those.
But then you saw how the whole journey went like
it's not really 2 weeks at the end of the day.
They reached out to him. We probably kind of like responded, but not really serious. And then we met at B2BMX because they're a vendor in person, built a relationship there. And then took a demo there, and then he took a demo, and then he took me, gave me a demo as well, and then bring the whole entire team on. Done. So it's 2 weeks, but it's not.
So with any software purchase, especially this one, how did you vet this tool?
Good question. So when he brought SQL up to me, and I was like, well, I want to make sure that this is like, something that's going to stick around with us and grow with us. Tell me who's using SQL right now. So he gave me a list of companies. I'm like, wow, these are companies that I know and trust. They run really strong programs. And then on the demo with me, the founder shared unique use cases. So we know what it does. It's a webinar that's sitting on your website. But then she shared unique use cases that we didn't think of logos and companies that we really respect. I'm like, okay, if it works for them, it must work for us. And that's it.
I love that. So you mentioned trust. And one of the questions that I've been asking everyone is, how do you go about building trust in your own marketing? So how do you approach that at UserGems?
It's a long process. I think that there's a brand awareness, so they got to see your logo everywhere, and there's a bunch of different tactics, organic and paid, to get the logos and value prop out there. And then we build a lot of like advocacy programs. So there's customer advocacy, employee advocacy. And then sometimes we also see like prospect advocacy, which is really unique. So
I've never heard that term, but marketers love making up terms. Not that you made it up, but what is prospect advocacy?
They're not customer yet, and they vouch for us.
That is amazing.
I don't know how that happened, so thank you. It's amazing. Like they probably evaluated or just talk to someone who used the product and they believe that person, they trust that person. So they vouch for us on social and then word of mouth. We got deals closed from a referral of someone that never even evaluated us.
That's amazing. That means you're doing some good marketing over there.
I don't know. I think to be fair, like the product got to deliver. So that someone vouched for you,
It's a team sport.
But it's just like all like paid and organic all the time. Reviews is another piece as well. But God, I feel like I'm not making a lot of friends. Review sites are great, and it's helpful because that's something you got to do to kind of also check that box. But But we love reviews when it's on something like a social media platform. Because the amplification, you don't have to log into a certain place to read the review. And it just amplifies at that moment right there. So we ask a lot of our customers if they're willing to share the stories, please do it on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, Twitter. And then we'll amplify it, of course.
How are the TikTok ones performing?
We only actually saw one, also not a customer.
Again, this prospect advocacy, you were onto something.
It's not intentional, so it works out somehow. But there's someone who creates a lot of content on TikTok for sales. Just record a video and start talking about us, and then we got opportunities and deals from it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm not counting on it because it's not something that we can intentionally scale. When we drive like advocacy programs or even like influencer marketing, like my budget, like 90% of it will go to our customers or our users who are also content creators. So those are the ones that, because they use the product, so the content's authentic. It helps them with building trust with their audience. Also help us because the content doesn't seem like it's bought. Yeah,
that's amazing. So you mentioned customer advocacy and a couple things related to that. Are there any other big things that you're working on as it relates to customer advocacy right now? You don't have to give away the secret sauce. No.
I think those are just the main ones right now. Kind of like trying to figure out when is the right moment to ask someone for advocacy. I think it's just kind of like an ongoing program. We tap our customers. If anyone sees any of our customers create content or want to become content creators, then we put our like engine behind that to support them. Like that. They're doing things that don't scale. They're not a lot. I love it.
So one thing that I've been asking everyone is, when you hear customer evidence, what does that mean to you? What are some of the first things that come to mind?
The ones I've seen work the best is in person, when a customer just like this, grabbing drinks and like, what's working for you? What's working for me? And I would just go on and tell you about this one program. That's like the best customer advocacy I've seen, because that typically turned into a close one. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I don't know. Maybe there are other like better ways to do it.
So the term customer evidence is something that we're starting to lean into a little bit more in our positioning and messaging. So it's been great just to get some live feedback from everybody of just initial reactions. Seems to be thumbs up right now, but we got a lot of work to do on the positioning and messaging front.
I like it. I think it could like reinvent or kind of like change how customer stories are done. So right now
which is exactly what we're trying to do.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
This is
that was not planted.
This was not planted. So we have a lot. So one of our OKR every quarter is getting X number of customer stories. So for a company our size, we have a ton of customer stories, and it's really amazing. But B2B buyers are kind of jaded. They don't really believe when they go into those. But so what we're trying to like figure out is like, how do we make it seem very authentic, and therefore like on LinkedIn and like we amplify posts when a customer posts. Also like we screenshot stuff, things that seem very like, authentic and not polished at all. So we have a page called Hall of Gems. To be honest, we stole that from Gong, like Udi and Russell, like.
And the guy standing in the tree over there. Devin Reed.
Oh, Devin, yes. So we copied. So they have a hall of something like I forgot, like whole raving fans. So we have a hall of gems, and it just anytime we have like a customer quote shouting out about something either from Gong recording or like email and stuff like that.
I love that.
We slap it on our website. It's like endlessly like scrolling. So we hope that it conveys authenticity. So that's.
I think it does when it's not necessarily as polished or like overly put together. It's more believable that way too. So we like our AEs love screenshotting Slack messages and then just blast down the. That's the best. Well, thank you for coming on. We should figure out a way to do this more often, like virtually or something. I always have fun with you and learning so much. So thank you.
This is great. Likewise. We need to do it more.
Yes.